If you want to achieve any goal, you want to make any kind of change in your life, it genuinely starts with this one thing. And when you hear what I'm about to say, you're about to fucking be like, fuck you, dude. What are you even talking about? Get the fuck out of here. Corny ass, cliche ass, loser. And then you're going to scroll away. You're going to click off this video. And then fucking a year from now, when you're stuck in the exact same place in the same cycles, doing the same shit over and over again, not making any change, not achieving any goals, nothing, you're still fucking the same loser that you are right now. You're gonna come back to this video. Maybe I should listen to this big nose fucking jackass in his car right now. Maybe I should listen to this guy. Let me hear him out. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, fuck you, buddy. I told you so. Whatever. Whether you actually stayed this whole time to this dumbass intro, or you fucking just did exactly what I said and you came back a year later, regardless, let's talk about limiting beliefs, self-belief, fucking believing you can do shit. Say believe again, why don't you? Just hear me out, please, because I know this is one of those things. It's like you hear people say this and you're like, dude, you're such a cornball. Like, yeah, I'm sure this works. But genuinely, let me tell you, this is very fucking important. The more I work with people, the more I work on myself, the more I realize how important this is, especially for things like dealing with binging, any kind of addiction, dealing with bad habits that you want to break, anything at all like that. This is everything. So, if we want to achieve something, we need to believe that we can get there. We need to remove any kind of limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves, about our situation, about our future, whatever it is. We need to remove those before we even try achieving this goal, because we will not achieve it if we do. And let me give you an example. Let me give you multiple examples. Let's see. So, I've had multiple clients in the past few weeks who have expressed something along these lines of, they had this thought in their mind that, like, they knew they were trying to cut. They're trying to cut, right? And they had this thought in the back of their mind, like, you know, I feel like I'm just going to rebound after. Like, even if I can cut right now, I'm just going to rebound after. You think somebody with that limiting belief in the back of their head is going to successfully cut? Fuck no. Do you think even if they do successfully cut, you think they're not going to do exactly what they have in their head? You think they're not going to rebound after? Fuck no. Use your brain, dumbass. Usually it won't be this clear, this obvious, but when you really think about shit, you're really mindful about things, you actually think about your beliefs, the things that you tell yourself, etc., you'll realize you probably have a lot more of these limiting beliefs than you think you do. And I have that exact one, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. Another big one with other clients I've heard is that ones who are dealing with binging, that sort of thing, they can go a couple days, a couple weeks without binging, and it's awesome. We're making sick progress. And then it takes one day, they fuck up, they binge, whatever, and then it's like they're right back in the cycle. They can't break that shit. And it's because this whole time they've had in the back of their head, like, you know I can hold off on this for a little while, but I just feel like I'm gonna deal with this for the rest of my life. Like, I'm always gonna be fighting this battle. Like, I feel like I'm gonna give in eventually. You think they're not gonna fucking give in eventually? Fuck no. Once again, this one is very hard to break, but genuinely, hopefully you can see the point I'm making here and how important this is, dude. Again, these are obvious examples. It might be a bit trickier, a bit harder to tell, but like, you probably have some form of these, is the point here. And I had something I wanted to say and now I'm forgetting, but I'm sure I'll come back to it. So, I've also experienced this myself. To give you one more fucking anecdote, story, whatever. I've struggled with the combination of those two things. I've struggled with the past year. Oh, let me start with this. So, originally, I lost weight at the beginning of last year. So, I believe I started like around the New Year's. It wasn't like a New Year's resolution at all. Genuinely, it was like maybe like the second week of January. I don't know. That's just how it happened. I was tired of being fat, and I was bulked up to like 190, maybe more than that. And I decided, fuck this. I don't want to be fat. And like, this is when everyone started shitting on bulking, and I realized, you know, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe this isn't actually smart. So I hopped on that bandwagon. I got lean. It was honestly really easy. Like, sure, the cut was hard. I ate like 2,200 calories, did an hour of cardio every single day for 8 weeks, I believe. I think I had one off-plan meal with my fucking ex-girlfriend at the time, and that was awesome. I still remember that was fucking awesome. But I was locked the fuck in, and there's many reasons behind that. That's not the point of this video, but it was fucking easy. And afterwards, I maintained this weight loss with no thought behind it really. Like, sure, it was hard and like I was hungry and all these things, but, and again, there's many factors here, but compare that to recently afterwards, where I've kind of been yo-yoing and I've gained weight, I've tried cutting and I've cut and I've got lean again, back to where I was, but then I gained the weight back again and again, and I've kind of been stuck in that cycle for a pretty long time. And I think the biggest thing that changed is just this belief in myself, because beforehand, I had no reason to doubt myself. I had all the evidence pointing towards the fact that I can get lean and I can stay lean, no problem, right? As soon as I started to get some evidence to disprove that, I started to get evidence that I can't fucking maintain this weight loss, and I started dealing with binging and all these things. That's when everything went to shit, and it's been this fucking horrible battle since. And it's all in the fucking mind, I'm telling you. Because now every time I go into a cut, I have that in the back of my head, those things I just talked to you about with my clients. With one, the binging thing, thinking that like, it's the same thing, it ties back to the same thing. I think that, you know, I can very easily make it through this cut. I can get super lean, I know that I can. I can be disciplined for a good amount of time, and I can cut, I can suffer through it, I can do that cut, no big deal there. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking this whole time, like, am I gonna be able to maintain this afterwards though? Or am I gonna be super vulnerable and likely to binge when I finish this diet and I'm lean and I've been cutting for a long time and all these different things? And obviously there's things that I should do to mitigate that, right? And obviously I do. That's another story for another day. I will definitely make a video about that, about why aggressive cuts are not a good idea for a lot of people. But regardless, I had this limiting belief in the back of my head, like, you know, I don't know if I can do this. I had that doubt. And that has led me to fucking yo-yo, like I said, for fucking months. And it's fucking horrible, and I don't wish this shit on anybody. That's why I talk about it so much. And I'm gonna continue to talk about that topic specifically. But it's all in the mind, my friends. Hopefully you're getting that idea, right? So, if I wanna cut successfully, and, well, I'll get to that in a second. With my clients, so they come to me with these things, we'll have a couple phone conversations, text conversations, we'll do their intake form, all that stuff. And I'll kind of try to get to the bottom of like, what's the root cause of their current issues? Why are they not where they want to be? If they're struggling with binging, what's the root cause of that, right? And a lot of the time I will pick out these limiting beliefs, whether I have to ask them to think about this shit, like, do you think you have any kind of limiting beliefs that are holding you back? Or we find it some other way, whatever, that's not the point. We'll find it, right? And before we try to do anything, we attack that shit. It's one of the first things we do, because I know that if they have that shit in the back of their head, they're not going to be successful with whatever it is they want to do. So we need to address that first and foremost before we can make any kind of progress, because otherwise we're going to be fighting this uphill battle basically the whole time. And yeah, so we address this limiting belief. We figure out why was it there in the first place. And there's a lot that goes into this, so I can't really talk about all this shit, but hopefully you're getting the main idea. We address that shit, and we make sure that they kill that shit. And I express the importance of this to them, much like I'm doing to you right now. I express the importance of this because it's very easy to kind of just like brush this off and think like, you know, like, yeah, like obviously I should believe in myself, right? Like, yeah, it's corny as fuck, I know. But until you actually do it, like, I mean, you're gonna learn the hard way that this shit is real, because you're gonna continually try to cut or do whatever it might be, break your bad habits, break your addictions, stop binging, whatever it might be, and you're not gonna be able to because you don't believe that you can. So what do? I get them to truly believe, truly see themselves in that position, truly see themselves as this successful version of themselves, right? I will literally have some of my guys, we really work on like their identity, which is another thing that is very much like kind of, people think it's woo-woo, and I will definitely make a video about that separately, but we attack that shit. We look at what's the version of themselves that they're probably at right now that they don't like. The version of themselves that binges, that wastes a ton of time, that yo-yo diets, that repeats the same mistakes over and over again, whatever it might be. And then we contrast that to the version of themselves that they want to be. Let's say that's like Nick 10.0, 2.0, whatever you want to call it. That person who doesn't binge eat, who is in control of their food, who can lose weight and maintain that weight loss and is lean year round, all these different things, all the things that they want to do, right? The version of themselves that they want to be. We compare and contrast these things, and now we make sure that this person can truly see themselves as that person already, even if they're not there, even if they're stuck on this shitty version of themselves right now. It starts with you believing that you're already that next person, that you're already there. You start to do the things that this person does. you start to become that person, right? It all starts with you believing that you can. Believing that you can be that person, seeing it before you're actually there. Then all your actions align with that, and you become this person. It becomes your identity. You build evidence of this, most importantly. The way I like to put it, the way I like to explain it to people is every action you take, this is straight from Atomic Habits basically, but every action you take is casting a vote for the kind of person that you are, the kind of person that you want to be. So every time you're in a situation where like you want to binge, you have like a box of cookies in front of you, whatever, you want to eat one, your brain's telling you like, I'll just have one. The devil on your shoulder is telling you to have one. The angel on your shoulder is telling you, this isn't going to end well. You shouldn't do this. Nick 10.0, he wouldn't do this right now, right? So every time you either give into that temptation or you don't, you're casting a vote for the kind of person you want to be. You're taking a tally on either side of the columns here. So if you give into that shit, you're taking a tally, building evidence that you aren't in control of your temptations. You can't control yourself. You do give into them, whatever. Every time you deny that shit, you do the things that you know that you want to do, that you say you want to do. You do the things that the version of yourself that you want to become does. You build evidence of that. You add a tally in that fucking column. You build evidence of that. Now you have more belief. You reinforce this idea in your head. It's all feedback loops, man. And people get way too caught up thinking micro, thinking short term instead of long term. They think, it's just one cookie. It's just right now. Just this one thing right now. It's just one skipped workout, whatever it might be. And they don't think of what this does in the future, how this makes it 10 times more likely for them to give into these things in the future, and 10 times harder for them to do the opposite and to prove to themselves that they are the person that they say that they want to be. It's all a game of evidence and belief. The evidence builds that belief, and the belief helps you build that evidence. They work hand in hand, they build on each other. It's a positive feedback loops, hopefully, or negative feedback loops. And you just have to obviously be in the positive feedback loops if you want to fucking be successful. And again, it all comes back to your limiting beliefs. People will try to portray their limiting beliefs onto you. And shout out to Declan. Again, I feel like I talk about this dude every fucking video, but he's the fucking GOAT. But he just go watch his recent podcast, depending on when I upload this. He might drop another one, but I don't remember the episode. But he was talking about limiting beliefs that basically other people were portraying on him. I don't remember if he used like a personal anecdote specifically, but it's like the people that tell you like, you can't fucking get lean while at school. I don't know how I just thought of that, but you can't, like for me, like people were telling me like, you can't post 3 videos a day and train 4 times a week and get lean and cut kind of aggressively and maintain a 4.0 and work your job and do your fucking coaching business, work with your clients, do all these things while at school, right? You can't do all that. Well, bitch, I fucking did it. Fuck you. Those are their limiting beliefs that they try to portray onto me for whatever reason. That's a whole nother story. But imagine if I fucking listened to those people. If I had those limiting beliefs myself. If I told myself, I don't know if I can do this. If I had any doubt in my mind at all that I couldn't do this, what would happen? You think I would get those 3 videos out every single day regardless of how much work I had, the amount of fucking physics studying I had to do, all that shit? Fuck no. I would negotiate and I would be like, I knew I couldn't do this. You would prove that shit to yourself. Whether you realize it or not, the narrative that you have about yourself in your head, the story that you have about yourself in your head, the identity that you have for yourself, the beliefs that you have about yourself, you will try to prove those things right to yourself, whether you realize it or not. A lot of the time it will be subconscious like this, but this is when you'll like give it to that craving. You'll be like, like this is just what I've always done. I've always been fat my entire life. Like this is just who I am. You prove that shit to yourself. Whether you say it like that and you realize it or it's just in the back of your head, you're gonna try to prove that shit to yourself, man. Your brain, your psychology, it's a crazy thing, but it's fucking real as fuck, and it's the core of everything. That's why I talk about it so much, and why so many people talk about it so much, why it's the root of everything. Because it's fucking everything. It's everything, man. Hopefully you're seeing that now. It's all your fucking beliefs, man. So, moral of the story here, I could talk about this for hours. There's so many different things that I talked about that I can go off on tangents about, and I already have, but it all starts, if you have a goal in mind, you have something you wanna chase after. If you are trying to break a bad habit, you're struggling with something that feels like addicting right now, you can't break the cycle of binging or of lusting or of overeating, snacking, being lazy, sleeping in, whatever it is, you can't break these habits, right? Check your limiting beliefs. Because chances are you have the thought in your mind that I don't know if I can do this. You have some kind of doubt, and reasonably so, because you've probably built evidence for yourself that exactly that you can't do these things. Now the hard part is getting that shit going, starting to tick tallies in the other box, starting to build evidence in the other box to prove to yourself that you can do these things, that you are the person you say you are. That's where the hard shit comes, but that's where the necessary shit comes. You dig what I'm saying? I'm fucking tough. If somebody told me a couple years ago that I would be able to talk to the camera like this and be this articulate and shit, like, I probably sound like a retard. I'm not a good speaker, but oh, I can't say that word. Fuck. Okay, I gotta restart the whole video now. Psych. I don't give a fuck. But okay, nah, that's a whole nother story. But celebrate your progress, man. How about that? I gotta give myself a pat on the back here, man. 17 minutes of just yapping straight ball knowledge to you fuckers. This is tough. This is fucking months and months of fucking doing this with my clients on their checking calls and checking videos. Me just ranting about stuff like this. But anyways, yeah. So check yourself. Ask yourself, do I have limiting beliefs? Do I have things in my head that are holding me back without me realizing? And attack that shit. Like I said, for me, I'm attacking that shit. I'm still struggling with this yo-yo shit, all this stuff. With binging, I still struggle with it. I wrestle with it. And it's because I still doubt. I doubt in my mind. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm going to deal with this for the rest of my life. Like, I don't know, man. And when I have that shit in the back of my head at all times, it makes it very hard for me to fucking do the things that I want to do, to get lean, to think that I can stay lean and not stress about that, and to not be negotiating with myself constantly. So what am I going to do? I'm going to fucking work on this shit. As hard, as unsexy, as whatever it is, I'm going to do it because I know that I need to. And I know that on the other side of this is me actually finally making a change, finally breaking these bad habits, finally becoming the person that I want to be, finally achieving my goals, because I want these things. And if I say that I want them, then I need to prove that. I need to prove that by fucking doing the hard shit here. And that's exactly what you need to do. And that's exactly what you're going to do right now. You're going to fucking list out the two versions of yourself, the things that they do on a day-to-day basis. What do they think? What do they wear? Whatever it might be. And now you're going to start ticking fucking tallies, building evidence that you are the person that you want to become. You fucker. You dig what I'm saying? I can make a separate video about that, like I always say. I've made some short form stuff about that, I believe. But yeah, man. Limiting beliefs, they're fucking everything. Don't let other people portray their limiting beliefs onto you. Fuck what they say. They're probably just projecting the fact that they aren't happy with their situation. They're not happy with their life, so they're trying to fucking bring you down. Fuck them. Fuck them. You dig what I'm saying? Alright. I think I've had enough for today. Hopefully you've had enough of listening to me yap. Again, I want to make more and more of these. I was thinking all day, what I had on my to-do list, record a YouTube video, because today's one of my more free days. Didn't have work or anything actually today. My internship got canceled for today. Anyways, I had it on my to-do list to record a YouTube video, and I have a bunch of ideas, but I didn't feel too convicted to record anything. I didn't really know. And then I was just going for a walk behind me in this little cemetery here, and this one stuck out to me, and I was like, I thought of the intro, all that shit I said in the beginning, all that stuff. I thought of that shit, and now we just let it flow out. I don't even know where I was going with this, why I started saying this, but yeah, man, shut the fuck up. Stop talking, Nicholas. And you stop talking. Stop doubting yourself. Start believing in yourself, because you can do whatever the fuck you want, and you are the one in control, and you just have to prove that to yourself. And until you do, until you remove these limiting beliefs that, I don't know if I can, you're not gonna. Pussy, you dig what I'm saying? I don't even know what I'm saying right now, dude. I don't even know why I'm talking like this. I don't talk like this ever. But let me know what you guys want to see next, if this resonated with you at all, if this helped at all. It's probably gonna get like 5 views. I gotta think of something somewhat sexy to call this video, because it's very unsexy, but I'm not unsexy, so you're a fucking loser. Oh my gosh. Wow. Just delete this. Delete it, Nick. Nope, I'm keeping this all in. You guys are seeing the real me, or something extremely tough like that, maybe. Okay. Again, this is what happens when you don't talk to anybody besides your fucking clients and your patients at work and shit. Like, fuck you, Dick. Okay, what was I gonna say? I had something really good to say there, and I fucked it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see, if this resonated at all. If I'm the GOAT, because I am. Subscribe, like, comment. Please support me. Oh yeah, I gotta think of the title. I'm thinking, and you guys will obviously see, I'm thinking you will never achieve your goals until you do this. Or some fucking corny bullshit like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, man. I don't know what the next video will be. Possibly push-pull legs, upper lower free program walkthrough. I don't know. Possibly, I'm not going to give you the rest of the ideas. Fuck you. You'll have to wait and see. Love you guys. If you're watching this somehow, love you for real. And yeah, man. Peace the fuck out. Believe in yourself. I'm going to go try to do that myself as well. We are going to make it. Set some cornball like me. Bye.